Hello, my name is Reverend Leslie. I'm one of your senior ministers here at New Vision Center. And it is my honor to be with you today to talk about our annual theme, which is the Spiritual Hero's Journey. And as Karen mentioned, it is the first week of a new seasonal theme, which is establishing faith. So let me catch you up. If you're new to this series of talks, I invite you to go back and watch the January and February talks, because we're kind of building a story here. And that is that we are all the spiritual hero of our own hero's journey, that something is calling us from the divine indwelling, the divine inside of us is calling us forward to do something. And you know what that thing is, because it's the thing that you really wish you could do, but haven't quite taken the step yet. So we call that the call to adventure, and we've rejected the call, we've pretended we're not up for the call, we've accepted the call, we've built our band of merry friends to help us along the way, and we've packed our rucksack full of all of our spiritual practices and our wisdom and all the things we know work for us. Last week, we talked about threshold guardians and coming up against the gate at the doorway from the ordinary life, the life that we're used to living, to the extraordinary life, a different kind of world, and how we move through that gate. And so now here we are. We've made it through the threshold to the extraordinary world, to places unknown, and we don't know where we are. Everything looks crazy. My talk today is called Let's Get Weird, because once we cross over to places unknown, well, they're unknown. We inherently don't know them. It's part of the definition. And we get ourselves all worked up and we walk in and ta-da, and what is this? People aren't acting the way people are supposed to act. Things don't look the way I'm used to them looking. I don't know the rules here. Ooh, what do we do when things get weird? On the spiritual hero's journey, we are here. We've just crossed the threshold. Now you will notice this, I love this particular version of it too, because it has tentacles. Strange things are afoot in this other world, this other universe. And we can tend to have a little bit of a meltdown. Things aren't right. This isn't right. I don't understand. What am I doing wrong? Whew, take a breath, my friends. Take a breath. We are exactly where we're supposed to be, doing exactly what we are supposed to be doing. It just looks crazy because we've intentionally gone to crazy land. And that's okay. So what do we hold on to when we have willfully, energetically, joyfully crossed into a land where all the rules are different? We hold on to what some people might call spiritual principle, but what I call true truths. True truths are truths that are true. Boy, talk about Dr. Seuss. True truths are truths that are true no matter what. No matter who is involved, no matter where you are, no matter what the situation that's unfolding, they're the rocks upon which you can build your life, even if you're living in upside down land right now. So we're going to go through 3 true truths to help us hold our poise and our presence no matter what unusual universe we find ourselves in. Are you with me? Okay, so the first one, true truth number 1. With change comes change. You would think that's a given, but oh my goodness. Think about Alice, our friend Alice here. She sat in her little meadow by her tree with her kitten, and she said, "Nothing interesting ever happens here. I wish something interesting would happen." And here comes a rabbit with a waistcoat and a watch. And, well, that was interesting. So she followed him through the little hole and down, down, down until she landed in Wonderland. At which point she became very distressed because with the change of something interesting came all the other changes, right? With change comes change. When we enter into a place that is different than where we've ever been, it's reasonable to expect that the world of effects is different. The world of effects is kind of jargon we use around here for the stuff of life. Relationships, jobs, trees, the kind of clothing rabbits wear. All of those things might show up differently in this new land. The world of effects is different. But if you think about the way Science of Mind talks about how things come to be, we start, you can imagine in your mind the big circle that is our teaching symbol. We start with ideas and we come through consciousness into the world of effect. So it's just the little outsidey details that are different. Now, if that's all we're looking at, everything's different. Everything is different. And so the first thing we have to remember is the world of effects are different. It was always going to be this way. I'm not doing anything wrong. Nothing's wrong. The world of effects are different because they're supposed to be different here. I went to a different place. If I was satisfied spiritually, emotionally, energetically, creatively in the other place, I wouldn't have come to this place. Alice was not sitting by her tree saying, "What a lovely day. The breeze is wonderful. I love my kitten. Ah, I shall smell the flowers." No. If she was, she wouldn't have chased the rabbit. But when we go after our heart's desire, when we feel the call rise up within us and we follow it down the rabbit hole, around the bend, off in the spaceship, wherever we're going, when we do that, we're recognizing that our soul is calling for something different. So when it shows up as something different, we have to be ready to let ourselves feel the disruption and get okay with it. And get okay with it. Afeni Shakur, who's an American political activist, you might also know her as the mother of rapper Tupac Shakur. She said, "Trust me, you can't change anything without causing some degree of disruption. It's impossible. That's exactly what change is." Some people are uncomfortable with the disruption that causes change and that change causes, but the disruption is necessary if anything is going to change. So we're upset by the disruption. We're upset by the unfamiliarity when that is exactly the necessary soil in which we wish to grow the next great us. So with change comes change. Buckle up, buttercup. Everything is great. Enjoy the weird trees in your view. The second true truth is the thinking that got us here can't get us there. The thinking that got us here can't get us there. And we notice this when all of a sudden my strategies don't work. It's not just that the trees are different in this new land. My consciousness doesn't work in this new land. Because you notice when Neo is moved out of the Matrix into the real world, you might remember from the first Matrix film that he's studying, and they put him in the simulator, and he's studying how to fight, and he's just getting his hiney whooped. I mean, they're just killing him. This dude cannot catch up. And finally, Morpheus is like, no, 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 no. You have to know that you've already done it. You can't try to do it. You have to be it. The strategies that work in the matrix don't work here. The strategies that work in the life you're used to can't carry you to a deeper, more complex, more integrated place, because you have to have a deeper, more complex, more integrated consciousness to match up with this new world that you've been invited to. We can no longer, in this new world, rely on quantitative differences. We can no longer just pray more often and think that that's going to carry us to the next plane. We can no longer meditate a little bit longer or a little bit more often and think that that's going to carry us to the next plane. Prayer is good. Do it. Yay. Pray. Woo. Get in your meditation chair. I'm not discouraging that on any level. What I'm saying is the idea that doing it more is going to get me there is basically saying, I know I'm safe in my regular world because I walk with God. Isn't that a lovely phrase? I know I'm safe because I walk with God. And that worked so fantastically in the ordinary world. And in this world, it doesn't work at all. I know I'm safe in this new world because I walk as God. There can no longer be the separation. I can't try to be godlike in this new world. I must let God be God through my body, through my soul, through my consciousness, through everything that I am, until there's no room for anything but God as me. That's the thinking that will get us to the next level. Take a breath. Lots of breathtaking in this new world. But we followed the rabbit because we wanted something more. Extraordinary. More than ordinary. So if we want to find our way through this new world, it's not just about getting comfortable with the idea that the world of effects are different. Now the consciousness, that middle section of the teaching symbol, has to be different too. We have to rise to meet the divine truth that has been calling us. I don't know about you, but I never get a divine calling to go be adequate. Never once have I emerged from a meditation and said, God is calling me to write something that, well, at least the board won't be mad. And I probably won't get fired that week. When that call rises up, it is reaching into our beingness and yanking us into the reality that we are unique, individualized forms of God on earth. And the only way we can do that job correctly is to be fully and completely surrendered over into the one. And so the universe says, oh, you can't do that in this life? Okay, that's fine. Plunk, you're in a world now. Figure it out. All right, well, we have to figure it out because we're in upside down land now. The trees are different. Our hearts are different. We have to stop working in effect. Trimming the trees and hoping our hearts are different, and start to work in that place of cause, in the place of consciousness. If we want to experience more, we have to be more. But true truth number 3 helps us with this. And that's, if God is all there is, then everywhere is holy ground. The world of effect changes. The state of our consciousness changes. There is one thing that never changes, and that's the divine. Spiritual principle, the true truths, speak to the heart of God in that they do not change. And we can anchor ourselves so completely in spiritual truth through our spiritual practices, through our willingness to surrender into them and into the heart of the divine, that we wear those spiritual truths, those true truths, we wear them like a talisman, a magic talisman with us wherever we go, that we cannot step anywhere that we do not know fully with our entire consciousness that it is not God. Everywhere is God. If God is all there is, there's no way to be outside of it. I don't care what the trees look like. I don't care what the rabbits are wearing. It may be new to us, but God is infinite. There are greater things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than in your imagination. There is more to this divinity than we have so far conceived of, and yet we are continually called deeper and deeper and deeper into the capacity to feel the truth of the divine in our very selves. And we've all caught moments of it. We've all caught that wind that comes through and changes everything. And God is telling us, every one of us, that the wind is not enough, that we are beyond moments of greatness, and we're being invited into a lifetime of greatness, a full expression of the love and the wholeness of God moving through us every moment, so that every place we step is safe, even if it's lava, is safe. Because the truths of life are laying down paving stones underneath our feet everywhere we step, reminding us, if God is all there is, everywhere is holy ground. If I have my talisman of truth, I am always safe. You are enough to meet this challenge. You have been invited into this adventure by the God that lives in your very soul, that knows everything that you ever have thought of as an excuse to stay small and said, nope, I don't buy it. You're getting bigger, you're getting grander, you're getting greater, you're getting deeper, you're getting more. Because you deserve a life that is extraordinary. So this is the invitation. As you walk through your life this week, focus in on your one truest truth. The seed upon which you build your faith. For me, it's God is all there is. Figure out what yours is. And make that consciousness talisman for yourself, so that you know everywhere you step is safe. Everywhere you step is holy ground. You do not have to walk with God. You walk as God. And let's anchor this into prayer. How good it is to know, beyond a shadow of a shadow of a shadow of doubt, that truth is unchanging, that God is unchanging, that every little detail of the universe can switch and change and rearrange and grow and expand, and yet that core truth is still right there. God is all there is, and everywhere is holy ground. Everywhere is safe. What I know is that each one of us has a fire burning in our individual hearts that is lit by indwelling spirit, the God of our own understanding, and that we are forever and ever carried into a deeper expression of that goodness, of that wholeness, of that power, of that wisdom, of that love. There is always more than enough. There is always more. So I know for each of us a life that is extraordinary, extra special, extra conscious. And I'm so thankful to know this truth for each one of us. that whatever the call in our heart is being met right here, right now by that divinity, and it is good. So I release it into the action of universal law. Let it go and know that it is done, as we say together, and so it is.